People, we are live. We are live. Post-match reaction going down right now to what was possibly one of our worst games of the season. Easily a venue that's not easy to play. We all knew that. I expected it not to be an easy place to play, despite me wanting to get a big and resounding win there. But not easy place to play. We fall in the 94th minute to a deflected shot by Andre Trinidad's somewhat weak strike. I don't even know what was going on goal, to tell you the truth. But it seals what I think a lot of us would call a brutal defeat. Some say it was a defeat that we deserved. But others might think of it as I don't think that we deserve this result, despite the fact that Wolves played their game and they played it well, and they got certainly home field advantage in this game. Mohamed Salah breaks his scoring slump. We all thought that maybe he had rescued a point. Maybe we can rise above the reaction of what we saw on the pitch early in that first half and bring up the levels. But once again, we concede late. And once again, the performance, I believe, personally lacked spark, lacked cohesion, lacked urgency, just lacked a cohesive game plan, I would say. I definitely know this one hurts. I know it hurts a lot of people, myself and JK included. I know because we're speaking, trying to get all the explicitness, like curse words and foul language out of the way before going live, because that's probably what a lot of us want to do, and that is yell and scream and actually absolutely curse at the fact that we were poor today. But we missed a chance to go 6 points clear of Chelsea. We missed the chance to go third place in the league. We missed the chance to continue to push forward in this top four race. We are now in fifth place. And this Champions League race is now getting more difficult by every measure of the word, because these are the games we have to win. Plain and simple, we have to win these games. I predicted a 4-game win streak and four games winning and 1 game drawn. So I was wrong in my assessment or my prediction, but we have 4 wins and now we have 1 loss in the 5 games I predicted. But it hurts. It hurts a lot. And some might say that what's the matter? What's the big deal about 1 point? Well, I'm not saying that I wanted the 1 point. I'm saying that I think that it was more so this is a game we shouldn't have even drawn. It's a game we should certainly do better in. A game that was very, very poor. So opening thoughts. This wasn't a smash and grab for Wolves. It was something of a measure of our luck, I guess. And what I mean by our luck in that is that once again, a player that I don't even know if Andre scored a goal this season. But
yeah.
But a player that doesn't normally score, a player that was
the guy who scored their first goal, he's not scored all season.
Yeah, he hasn't at all.
That's what we do. We're Father Christmas all season round. It's Christmas every day for our players.
Yeah, it was a team. We looked flat in the first half. We looked negligent in the second by allowing for our focus to slip. I'm not going to say that we weren't pressing very well and looking like we were on the front foot and looking like the momentum was in our favor in the second half. Absolutely. However, it only takes one opportunity to allow for a team to score. One moment of one lapse in your focus, one lapse in you holding the line and making sure that things are connected and well put together, and that's what happened. And if we're being honest, this performance raises or should raise some serious concerns about Friday's FA Cup rematch, because they're going to come out and do the exact same BS that they did in this game. Plain and simple. They're going to sit back. They're not going to really. They're going to have they're going to have their number 9 basically playing as a fifth center half, for them, and it's going to be ugly, and it's not going to be, and it's going to be a lot of joyless opportunities. But I'll break it down. I'll allow for JK to give some of his thoughts real quick before I do the match breakdown. Go ahead, JK.
Yeah. Bless up to the chat as always. Probably everyone's feeling the same. We set a new record, Hash, conceding the most goals in the last injury time or something, winners.
Something like that, yeah.
So when you look at it, that's the level of concentration. And when you consider the energy they use in the first half, you think they'll be full of energy at the end of the game, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you think.
And that's why I can't blame Slot for Gomez fucking it up.
Mm.
But I can blame Slot for that first half.
Messing it up. Trying to keep it PG. Yes, I got you.
Then.
Yeah.
It up. But I can blame him for that first half. It was terrible. Second half, better, of course. But we never looked like we were going to score. That's the problem. Okay, Gravenberch, God knows what he was playing at today. I think Szoboszlai is better when he plays right back. Let's be real. I was thinking we seem to be better when Szoboszlai was playing right back. So that's that. And all in all, that's a sackable fence. They're bottom of the league for a reason. Okay, they showed a bit of oomph in the last month or so, but all in all, that's a 3-point certainty there. And we allowed them to just sluggishly just get into the game. They weren't great, but their 2 goals were so simple. I could have defended better there than Konate and Virgil. As soon as that guy went to Virgil, Konate needed to step back, have a little bit of a distance between him, because he should have known there's some guy running towards that sort of area of the pitch. So I blame Konate for that last goal. He didn't need to wander over to that guy.
He didn't wander over.
Babysit Virgil van Dijk. He didn't need to babysit him.
He didn't need to wander over. He didn't even put in the actual challenge in the play. Now, I understand that he's probably scared to think that if he makes a challenge, maybe they get a call, or they get, we've seen him do challenges that have gotten cards or gotten penalties out off of them. So whatever, but he didn't even make a challenge for the shot, really.
You know what? I've been impressed with Konate for a while now. He's been sound, and Virgil. They've been sound. They let 2 dodgy goals in against West Ham, and they let 2 goals in against Wolves today. So that's 4 goals in 2 games we conceded. And all goals could have been saved or not even conceded, because it was just poor defending and mistakes. Alisson by the kick. I had a funny feeling. As soon as the ball went to Alisson, I thought that his kick isn't going to be great. And it wasn't. So we messed that up, and he just ran through the middle like Casado did. Same sort of style of goal. Ran through the state. Oh, my days. Like, come on. Where's the common sense in the team thinking, look, someone put a challenge in? He just ran straight through the middle of a shot and has gone through Gomez's leg, because Gomez is doing the side Hugo Boss mode. What we do now. I don't know who the hell tells them to do this sideways defending thing, because your legs are going to be open. Stand straight, legs together. Okay, make it big somehow, but keep it straight so the ball can go through your legs.
Yeah. It was poor. I'll tell you what was poor is like the sheer fact that we were commending our corners yesterday. How we made a U-turn with our corners, and how we've been better and been more assertive with our corners and the likes. We had 11 corners today. 11 corners. I can't really pick out one of them in my mind or in my memory at the moment, where I'm like, we were just unfortunate we didn't get a goal there.
All our corners were poor. I think if Salah slipped that ball through to Szoboszlai, that's game done then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Salah was through, we were Ekatike running through.
Oh, my goodness. First off, how does he not? That was, oh, my goodness. Why'd you have to remind me of that one? That's so
That
right.
pass there was the
Oh,
game.
it
I
was
think
like
Szoboszlai scoring for
4
me.
on 2 or something like that. Or
Mm-hmm.
he had Ekatike on his left. There was a man marking him, though, or a man stepping up trying to mark him.
Yeah.
And then you had Damas Abasalai, and you had one other player. I forget who it was.
I think it was Chiesa.
Chiesa trailing. Okay. He tries to slip it in to Damas Abasalai. And of course, that pass gets clipped.
Yeah. If that goes through, that's goal. Bang, game done.
That's goal. That's game. If anything, hold on to the ball, maybe. Make that defender decide if he's going to take, because he's just playing the middle. He's not committing to Salah. So if he's giving you space, take that space. Get a burst of speed, get a burst of pace in front of you, and just rifle your left foot onto it.
Look, everyone was on about giving Rio more time, but I think Gapco looked better when he was on. Rio tried, of course, fair play, but he had that shot.
I agree.
That was going in.
Yeah.
That was going
in. Rio looked a little bit out of place in like where he was, like where and what he could do on the pitch, or where he was supposed to be, what he's supposed to do. I saw one time Virgil was like shouting at him to like barking him some orders to what to do. But like, it's interesting because it's obvious that this coach likes Kirkez and Cody and working them as a duo to the point where when he does trade, sub in, because I know this question was asked a couple of games ago. Well, why is he subbing in Kirkez for Robbo? It's obvious that Robbo and Rio are working together, most likely, in my opinion, are working together in training, and maybe they have some connection or rhythm together that is relating to the coach as being something that they could utilize. Didn't look like they were on the same page from the very beginning, to be honest with you. And yeah, Rio looked like it was a poor decision to bring him on, to be honest with you. We got Lee back with us, by the way. Welcome back to the show, Lee. Lee's been on a little bit of hiatus, taking some time off, and it's always a good thing to have our brethren back. So that's one positive thing out of the day. Lee, how are you doing?
I'm okay, mate. I'm okay. A little bit wounded by proceedings, but we'll carry on, right? It was a disappointing performance, wasn't it? Like, in more ways than one. I felt we were like weak as an attacking force. We just didn't put enough pressure on them. Slow again in build-up play. There was a few moments like that were okay, but we just didn't do enough, did we? And yes, they've had an upturn in results lately, which I feared may hinder us, but I still thought we'd have enough to go there and take the points. Because even though they've had a couple of decent results lately, like, they've mainly just been getting beat all season, mate. You know what I mean? So their confidence weren't that good. But it was a bit mean the way we lost it at the end, but we didn't deserve anything, really, did we? We can't complain that we got nothing. And that's like, one of the sad things about it.
I do personally think that. I personally do think that I'm just going through some of the shots that we saw us get. Case had a nice shot at the very end, but that was always going to be a save. It was too far. That was like a wing and a prayer from But I did think that just as Red Archer supporter said, I think that we should have gotten the goal from Virgil. Should have done better with the header opportunity that he had. Headed it right into the goalkeeper's arms. We definitely should have done better with the Mo Salah fast break. I think that I think that realistically, look, there's not many bigger fans of Cody than myself, and I'll go as far as to say that I do understand why J.K. said what he said about how Cody was, having a okay game, relatively okay game in my opinion, good in J.K.'s opinion, but I don't even know what the heck he's doing by sticking his foot out for the ball. He literally, by sticking his foot out the way he did, and having his foot in the angle that he did, he made a goal line clearance for the ball. Why you're putting your foot up to anything with that ball, I have no idea.
It was crazy. He could have took it down at the last minute, you would have thought, but he was hungry to get something and try and get the touch to tuck it in, but it did. It sunk us there because it went in front, couldn't we?
I'm sure he was. And again, everyone knows how much I like Cody, but Cody's got to be smarter. He's being held by, and again, I'm not going to get too boggled down on right now, at least with the holding and the referee in this game, but he's being held by a Wolves player from going forward. And all he can do is stick his foot out. All you need to do is not just don't put your foot out there. You're not going to get the call. You're not going to get the call. And if anything, you have a man in front of you. Curtis Jones was in front of him. He has a better shot and angle at getting to the ball, which he did, because it hit his chest. He's trying to chest it in. I don't know why, but he's trying to chest it in. I guess he's lucky because he would have got kicked in the face if he tried to head the ball by Cody. I'm just saying that was just not smart, man. That was just not smart. I know he's hungry to try to put a ball in the back of the net, trying to get a foot on it, the whole nine. I'm not saying that our game either rose or fell off of that one particular play, but it's just a testament of the day. Whereas, and you're just frustrated by just the fact that we lost on a deflected goal and a giveaway, basically, off of Virgil van Dijk getting pushed out of the way. Should have been stronger. I don't know what the heck he was doing. And then allowing for Ibu. Shouldn't have been over as far as he was, but then him having to retreat and try to make up for lost ground against the attacker. Not able to put even an actual challenge, a solid challenge. Just slide. Just give a slide tackle or something. I don't know. Not even slide tackle him. Just slide to try to deflect and be in block and get in front of it. But he doesn't. And there we go. Get it. I don't think it is bad. Ultimately, Arto's saying, guys, we need to stop playing the players with performances. The manager is setting our team to lose. His decision-making and tactics are bad. I am not in disagreement with you in the sense that the manager is definitely going to get his share of the criticism today. But let's be honest with you. There's no reason why a Liverpool team, even the Liverpool team that went out there today, there's no reason why when you look at that lineup, you would be saying we have to hope and pray that we can get like some type of like last minute goal against Wolves. Absolutely pathetic.
Yeah, we made them look better than they were, didn't we? Like, as I said, they've had a couple of good results, but nothing more than that. So, yeah, it's a real downer, like, and it puts a little bit of a different spin on the game on Friday now, doesn't it? You know, can we stay in the cup? Like, what sort of teams?
I think Oh, sorry, Leah. I was gonna say, I'm a little riled up. I don't want to. I'm riled up that I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about football really, because that's how angry I am at this team right now. But I mean, like, I'm also riled up enough to have a few words to say. We will beat Wolves. We'll beat them in the FA Cup. I know I'll probably get clipped up for saying that, but we will beat them. And if we don't, if we go to this FA Cup and we don't beat Wolves, then Arnie needs to pack his bags and go. Because that would mean that we lost twice to the worst team in the Premier League. We'd be out of, thus again, another competition.
We were terrible against them, weren't we? We managed to come out of that one, but we were terrible in the home game. And they were in like terrible form at that point, but they gave us a scare, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be 3 really bad performances against the bottom side. Look, they did really well. And what they did well. But we had the ball most of the game. We just didn't do enough with it, did we? Same old story of how the season's gone. Just not doing enough when we've got the ball. You know, keep hold of the ball all you want, like. But if you can't really hurt the opposition, then it's not a good thing, is it? One of the best moments was Hugo's step over when he put it in with his left foot. That was good.
Yeah. It was. If you want to call it that, it was good. But it's frustrating. Ardo's asking, can you tell him what our style of play is? Tyler said 4-2-3-1 formation, passing style, inviting pressure. I don't know what our style is, to be honest with you, at the times. Your guess is as good as mine at times. Your guess is as good as mine, because it's frustrating to know that at times you think, what is it going to take for this team to wake up and really recognize that we already had a target on our back going into this season. Every defending champion should. And it seems like, if anything, I don't think teams are scared of Liverpool. And rightfully so, they shouldn't be, with the way we play.
Hi, Dara, in the chat. Red Armchair, everyone.
Yeah,
look, bro, at the end of the day, as I said before, you can blame the manager because of the way we started that game, the way we played the first half. It was diabolical. I could have played in that game. That's how poor it was. Wolves, great. Had 2 chances, took them. But all in all, I blame the players' concentration. Alisson's kick and Van Dijk's and Konate's defending. It's as simple as that. You can't blame Slot for that. But I'm blaming Slot for that first half, and he's done that too many times for me. It's too un-Liverpool-like. You know, the reason why we support Liverpool is because we've always played fast, furious football, pass in, bang, bang, get it done. These guys are sleeping at first half in games all the time. As I said before, they should be full of energy at the end of the game, but for some reason, they lose concentration because they're tired. Something's not right there. And so for me, this is a big chapter of the season. I was talking to Quasi today. This month of March, big is all our season in this month. When you look at it, FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League, and I was saying we need to start that chapter off with a win today, because tomorrow everyone else is playing Villa, Chelsea, United, and what do? We lose. So United are laughing. I seen this Wolves guy on a show earlier on. taking the piss out of Steven Gerrard, because Steven Gerrard's on the TV talking about the game and that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were singing songs, sign on, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, as a Liverpool player, as soon as you hear them songs, that should be motivation for you to win that game. Yeah. So realistically, bro, it's the players as well. Diabolical. Joe Gomez, probably the worst I've ever seen him play. God knows what he was doing there.
I think this is like I think this is like the first time that Wolves have won against us in the last
in a long time. I've seen the record today. We've beaten in the last 5 we've won. We always beat Wolves. They gave us the game at Anfield 2-1. We won that one 2-1. You know what I mean? So Wolves, every time we've played Wolves, they put a shift in against us. Why? Because their managers are Evertonian. You seen how he was dancing at the end, celebrating. He's an Evertonian, bro. So it meant more to him, and he got that through to his players. Arne Slot didn't give a fuck. Too much respect first half. When you're Liverpool and you're champions, you're going to bottom of the bloody league. You're playing like that first half.
But that's how we always play, though.
Yeah, but for me, bro,
that's what I was told is acceptable. Last season, when people were if people started to do this whole like anti-Jurgen Klopp spiel, and all of a sudden Jurgen Klopp was a terrible coach or something like that, or a terrible manager. The way that people depicted him, I can at least say that there was always a team that went out in every game from the start to finish with energy, with a spark, with intent. We don't do that because we go through gears. We try to go through and get warmed up and settled into the game with this control, quote unquote. And that's what I was told. Oh, I'm so happy to be a part of something that now we're a part of a team that has control and possession.
You only can control the game if you're tight. If you lose, you can't control the game. We will lose on both of their goals. So you're not controlling shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like you hear those kinds of analysis and depictions of it, and you're like, I understand you like football, but at times I'm like, have you ever played the game? Have you ever played the fact of like, if you can put your foot on a person's neck, or on a team's neck, you do it, and you don't let up. Because the minute you do, you give them the opportunity to claw their way back into this game. And we had no real daggers to put into this game to put this team away. And that's the scary and sad part about it.
Well, for me, Salah, that ball to Szoboszlai, that was clean through. I'm thinking Szoboszlai scoring. And I feel, where was our midfield on their second goal? As soon as Alisson did that kick, the midfield should have realised he's going straight to their player in the middle of the park. I need to get across there, stop him. And what do we do, bro? Open doors. Gave him a cup of tea, probably made a little sandwich for him, asked if he needed a napkin. You know what I mean, bro? Come on. That's how it was. Same as Casado, spitting image. Bang. Have that straight through the middle. Where was our midfield in that part? Gravenberch had a poor game. Well, he went for that tackle, got a yellow card, but then again, Andre did a tackle about 10 minutes later. That was pretty bad as well, and nothing. No yellow card, nothing. Okay?
I'll tell you the truth. This I don't know if Lee and you agree, but I thought that foul on Ekitike should have been a red card. Now, I understand the fact that it's a quote-unquote tactical foul, or it's just there was a player in front of him, or this or that, yada, yada. Yeah. I'm not saying he was the last man. But what I am saying, the reason why I thought it could have been and should have been a red card.
The aggression of it.
I don't know the aggression that you utilize by not only pulling the player's kit the way he did, pulling it at that angle and trying to pull down the player the way he does. You can easily hurt a player by doing that.
Yep.
Mm.
You might not understand it. Some people might not have ever had that kind of like that action performed on them, on the pitch while they played or whatever, or something like that. But it is a dangerous, dangerous play. And why it is a red card, Crab, is because it's one thing for you to hold on to the kit. That's one thing. And it's not even about hard professional foul. That's BS in my opinion. The way that he went down, you saw Eketike's knee slightly buckle. Now, Eketike wasn't mad about the fact that it was a quote-unquote professional foul. He was mad because by him pulling on the way he did, Eketike could have gotten hurt. Plain and simple. And it was a dirty, dirty foul. You might not realize that because you've never seen those things. In American football, for instance, they call that a horse collar tackle. And you know why it's called a horse collar tackle? Because when you put enough pressure on a person and then take him down, you can blow out someone's knee. That is the reason why I was angry about it. Because I saw Eketike's knee or leg buckle, and the first thing I thought is, I'm hoping that's not going to be an injury. And that's why Eketike nearly wanted to kick the guy in his face. Plain and simple. Watch it back, Crab. Watch it back and tell me that you don't understand what I'm talking about. But that was just something I was upset about. And that's what it is. That was for that. At least that was for that one. But then again, this referee wasn't necessarily calling the calls the way they should have been anyway. Not even calling it. Jones is spending the goal bonus in his head when yeah, I got you. Ranch of order. I got you. He probably was. He was probably thinking like, yeah, I got this. I got this one. And then boom. Cody's like, nah, I'm gonna make a mess of it. That's a shame. I could give you 4 instances where the referee messed up in this game, Crab. And the reason why I can make a point about it is if you look at the opportunities that Wolves had in this game, they were from non-calls. Now, I'm not saying that this referee is the absolute reason why. You have to call accountability for our performance and the tactics that our coach put out there for us. But what I can also say is that there was a foul on Maka that didn't get called. He got kicked in the back of his foot. He went down, no call. Wolves were on the break. There was a call. There was a hack on Damas Vasilai. No call. Wolves started to break. If you look at the number of opportunities that they had, they tended to come off of non-calls. And even the goal, if you look at it, there is Eketike on the side of the pitch, and the defender has a full hand of Eketike's kit, pulling it as if it's I don't know what it is, like as a curtain or something, and he's pulling him away from the ball. That allows for him to win the ball, and then they push on to score the goal. But because it's a non-call, that gets to go on. I did not say that I'm saying that if you do to act as though the refereeing wasn't poor is an understatement. I'm not trying to put it all on the referees because again, it comes down to our coaches' tactics today comes down to our players' performances and executing those tactics and performing better than the team that was out there on the pitch and allowing for their guard to go down the way it did. But if you're going to act as though the referee didn't have any impact on this game, I don't think you saw the same. I think I saw a different match than you did. That's all in my match reaction. And that has nothing, and the way that they played in the first half has nothing to do with the referee. I'm not saying it had anything to do with the referee. I just didn't think that the referee had a firm control over this game. But that's nothing new with the league. Molante, big up. How are you?
Yeah, big up. Just at work at the moment. So that's a great time. Pretty embarrassing, man. It's, I think, the final. Well, it's near enough the final nail on the coffin. I mean, pretty. Yeah, big up, Armchair. Pathetic from the manager. In terms of selection, his sub-selection again. Pathetic from these players who are just. What else can we say that hasn't been said? Pathetic. How is this? This is up there with one of the. Lucky for us, there's been worse Premier League defence, but this is one of the worst Premier League defences up there, top three. 450 million spent, and our manager is moaning, is crying about low blocks, the throw-ins coming in. Why don't you focus on the team? Forget about the team and stuff like that. What is, like I said, why did you not just start with Zoe and just put Frimpong on? Because Frimpong didn't really, but I'll give him leeway. He's just come back from injury. He didn't offer us much, And then you make these. I mean, I'm not going to talk about the Italian man because it's non-existent. But honestly, at the same time, these players are embarrassing as well. And I've said it before, like I said, FSG will keep Slot. He's gonna stay here, whatever everyone thinks. We all kind of agree that it's time for him to leave and time for new pastures. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of the club. But these players, I want him to go because people for these players to be exposed because some of them were just pathetic. Gravely, honestly, pathetic. That's my guy. He's one of my guys, but again, the midfield is non-existent. And on Andre Gomez, this was an ex-Man United reject. Andre, a player who were linked in Klopp, we didn't get him. João Gomez. I mean, we won rings around our midfield. But even so, we had all the chances to win. I mean, Cody, what are you doing? Okay, just need to just chest it in the goal and you're hooking it off the brother. Now, people say you didn't see. Maybe so, but come on, man. I mean, it just sums us up, man. There's no passion. There was no fight. It was slow. It was lethargic. We got no width. Who's the dribbler on the wings? No one. Mo, I mean, again, people get, criticized for Mo, but his legs are gone. He's just not with it. He's just so predictable. His touch is disgusting. It's disgusting. And why are we? And look, we have to put hope in the 17-year-olds to actually do something and dribble. That's the thing. When I was speaking to. I was on another. I was reading some comments on another side, and people saying, "Oh, if Wirtz was here, we would have won." But why are we thinking about Wirtz? No disrespect to Wirtz, and he's a quality player. But why are we thinking, "Oh, if Wirtz was here"? This is the same team, apart from one. Okay, Frimpong. Frimpong. This is the same team that won the league last season at Akantar. That are killing it. So, I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say. I mean, he's going to stay to the end of the season, and what will be will be. That's it. That is it.
I don't think this team is the same team as last season, to be honest with you.
No, I'm saying in terms of the team that this is the team. Sorry, Lee. I'll just say this quickly, Lee. Sorry. No, I was just saying in terms of this is the same team that won the league last season as a Cancer. This is the same team, apart from Frimpong tonight. So as much as Slot is doing some manners with his tactics and his goals, why are these players gone so downhill? Something is not right.
Frimpong and Kirk, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, Kirkus. Sorry, yeah, Kirkus. It's something doesn't meet the eye, and yes, it might be training, but these players are letting the football club
And
down.
I can see
Honestly,
that. And I can see
yeah, I can think of Hugo as well. Yes, Hugo as well, and yeah, I mean, Gordo badly. Like, I mean, we shouldn't be saying this with this squad, but badly we need worse knee side back ASAP. But anyway, sorry, Lee. Go on. Sorry, you had a point to say. Go on.
Oh no, I was going to say yeah, the same team pretty much. Like in it, Hugo and I'll be Frimpong and Kirk. I mean, even Robbo came on, like didn't he? And like Joe came on, and we've just got like the same players as last year, but vastly different results with what he's tried to do to evolve the team. And I thought it was going to be something good in the summer. I thought, yeah, he's got something good cooking here, with works and all that. Like he's got something good in mind, and it's going to be sweet to watch. But it's been the opposite, hasn't it? It's been torturous this season, for the most part. And it's a season that I'll be glad to see end. And I never usually say that, like, yeah, where's the footy? But this season, I'll be glad to see it end, mate, and a new one begin.
Yeah. JK, you want to say something? No, maybe not. Maybe. I see you're off mute. That's why I was asking. Yeah, look, first half, Cody Gakpo shot straight into Sa. Then we had Frimpong blaze one over. We had no clear-cut chances, really. Tempo was slow. Movement was stagnant. There was really no real bite to our attack at all. No risk, no dynamism, just sterile possession. Second half, still lacking a bite, really. We did pick it up a little bit, though. You did see some improvements. Curtis Jones' involvement, in the 51st minute was a good one. Wolves offered little threat until they did, basically, which was what they needed to do. They waited for that one opportunity to have where they're one-on-one with one of our defenders, and our defender makes the wrong choice or isn't up to the measure or up to the line, up to the measure that we need them to be, and they score. Rodrigo Gomez score neatly over Ali with a little bit of like a dink style shot that kind of goes over both Ibu and Ali. And then we get a much needed response, a response that maybe we have a hope to rescue points from this game. Salah, 83rd minute, with a shot that truthfully, I was surprised that he was able to score. I think it might have taken a slight deflection or something before going in the goal, but it was something that it was a gift by Bellegarde to give Salah that ball outside the boot strike, by the way, which was a very tough shot. People thought maybe he's going to cut inside and try to get a shot off. That would have definitely brought him close to the defender. Maybe he tries to put it on his right foot, and then we're looking at probably a less accurate shot considering he's left-footed. But 1-1, we all felt a little bit of hope, a little bit of relief, but the opportunity was missed because we kind of broke with our numbers. Salah holds on to it too long. We delayed square passing. We had let Wolves recover. The moment changed everything. You can see that because Andre shoots, 94th minute, deflection off of Joe Gomez with this. I hate when they do that little matador side defense or whatever it is, okay? Rather than just go out and try to attack the ball, narrow the space, you kind of just stand there. I don't know why. That's just silly. Allison can see as soon as it gets deflected that he's already out of place because Ali would have probably saved that shot, by the way, if it doesn't hit Joe Gomez. Unfortunately, it does. You can see the referee. The Molineux erupted. You can see that their coach was over was ecstatic. He was kicked the ball out, the ball into the stands. He was so happy.
Hi to
Again,
Dara and Norman in the chat. Hope you're cool, man.
yeah.
Good like us, I bet.
I just think that if you watch this game back, and I'll watch this game back just so I can, so I can get
Highlight the
some,
mistakes.
hopefully be able to get some look at it back and try to get at least some of the shots or get some stills to show you what I was really aggravated about.
Well, for me, bro, when you look at the game and in the bigger picture, 2 defensive frailties have cost us 3 points.
Again,
and also on top of that, though, we only got 1 goal, and that's poor. They didn't have a shot or nothing until that first goal they scored. So we were controlling that game, but the problem with us is we were controlling it, but we weren't controlling it with a consistent speed that they were overwhelmed. We were controlling it with them comfortable. You know what I mean? So what's the point of controlling the game if the opposition are comfortable with you controlling the game? It didn't make no sense to me. So what you do, you put your foot down a bit when you control the game instead of passing the ball back side to side. Yeah, we've cut down on it compared to what we used to be like, but that's in the DNA now because Slot's brought that into the team. Okay, the players look, I always say this: a first half of a football match reflects on what information the managers gave the players pre-game. The first 20 minutes, the first half, let's say that, yeah. And we've seen the second half how it sort of shifts, and I'm thinking, imagine you played at that speed that you do in the second half all the game until 80 minutes. Don't you think you'll score more goals, Arnie? You know? So it's all these sort of things that he tries to control. Like, you cannot control football that much. Players are more aggressive than they used to be. Because I remember the Barcelona days, they used to walk past teams, pass all the time, control. And you don't really seem to get that nowadays with teams because opposition teams have stepped up big time. And what Liverpool have done, they've showed disrespect to these teams. Look, Wolves gave us a game at Anfield, 2-1 to us. And then again today, they gave us a game. We showed them too much respect. Like, get the job done first half. When does Arne Slot ever do that? He did that against West Ham. We got 3 goals. But what happened? West Ham kept on scoring and made it uncomfortable for us. So it weren't a comfortable 5-2 win. Slot don't make football comfortable for us. Okay?
Well, he's just come out, hasn't he, the other day and said, we've moved past that stage now where, like, we were making progress and then losing a game. He said, now we're making progress, and not losing games. And now we've lost another game and back to square one. In terms of, like, our confidence again, we were just getting like up a little bit of a head of steam, if you can use those words, over our former season. But we're back to square one now, aren't we? I think the next league game is
Brighton.
Spurs.
No, Spurs, yeah. In a while.
Newcastle and who's the other one? Newcastle play United and Chelsea play Villa in it.
Yeah, even if Newcastle get a win there, bro, that point we should have got today would have been sound. We were like, fuck it. We were away, bottom of the league, got a bit of energy, whatever, and took the point. We ended up bloody losing. So whatever United Newcastle happens tomorrow, we've missed a trick because if Newcastle win, we've missed a trick there by getting 3 points on United.
Yeah.
Simple. So we're losers at the end of the day on this.
Manchester United are big winners on today because they get a pass on tomorrow. As in, if they end up winning, great. That's 3 points for them. If they end up losing, they'll consider, hey, it's great. Doesn't matter. They're still 3 points ahead of us. They'll still be in the top 4. They still have Champions League football.
Terrible.
United ahead of us, all toilet that. Oh my days, and they've got a mini manager.
United are ahead of us. United,
Yeah.
bro.
And then
That
they
for
win.
me is a sackable offence, and we lost to this United team as well.
Yeah, at
Look, Arne
home.
Slot, bro. Fair play to you. You won us a league title, but for me,
Yeah.
if we want to save next season, because for me, I don't want to see Isaac Worth playing fucking Europa League.
Mm.
No
Mhm.
way. You know? So we better.
I really don't think we're going to get. I think we still will get top 5. The league is that bad that I think we still will get top 5.
Yeah, I think
I'm
we
not
will
saying
at the
that
end of the
we're
day.
that
Can this
good.
team win the Champions League after a display like that, bro? Galatasaray are going to
No,
take the
they're
rip
trying
out
their
of us
best.
next
They're
week.
trying their best to make me go back on my early prediction.
But winning the
I
Champions
can
League.
say this: football in playing the games that we see in the games that we see in Champions League, especially going forward, are going to be dramatically different in the amount of open play style football that you'll see. You're not gonna really see teams sit back in low blocks and hope and pray that they can get like one or two opportunities or likes, because there's too much in stake or at stake for them to do so. But I will go as far as to say Premier League, different story. You're going to have plenty of your, let's see, the matches we have coming up. So we have a bunch of, let's see. We have that Spurs game. It'll be very Spursy for them to get a result at Anfield, right? But let's hope that it doesn't happen. And then we have a tough game against Brighton obviously Brighton's going to have a lot to play for in that game. They are certainly going to look for some type of result for themselves. Then we host Fulham at home. Fulham is a team that we performed very poorly against in the early portions of the season. And then we have the Merseyside derby. And then we have host Crystal Palace. We should be able to get a result from that. And then we have United, Chelsea, and Villa, and then Brentford. So look, these points. The reason why it's so agitating to see us drop points to a Wolves, despite the fact that Wolves are at the bottom of the league, but also because these are points that you can't drop. These are the points you have to get, because there is a likelihood that there's no assured likelihood that we'll pick up points at Villa. There's no assured points, no assured circumstances that we're going to hold off Chelsea from us dropping points. And some could argue that there's no assurance that we even go to Old Toilet and get points at this point.
Well, no,
that's sad.
We've made it really difficult now for ourselves, haven't we? And you can say it's in our hands because we've got to play United and Chelsea, but we've got to still beat them. I mean, we played Chelsea at home, and really United have had better results against at Anfield than they have at Old Trafford recently. Like, their biggest successes have come at Anfield. So I'm not worried about going to Old Trafford. Like, if we play anything like what you'd hope we could, we should have them off. I mean, it seems a long time ago since last season, since the 3-0, done it early in Arnie's reign. God, that game seems eons ago now.
Yeah, but like we had to win today. It was so important for winning today. Like, I can't emphasize it enough. Like, we had to win today, and that's really put us in a pickle now.
Had to win because it's past tense now. It's past tense. We dropped the bag on this one. Past tense. We have
for me, that's a sackable offence. That result today has to be because the owners need Champions League football, and when you look at it on paper and with the fixtures we've got, that's not guaranteed. Even if we beat Galatasaray 2 legs, bang, who we're going to play next? Some big dog.
Yeah. We're
Yeah,
gonna
mate,
get.
so
I
Yeah,
think
we're gonna
that
see
crazy,
smoke.
man.
there was a stat today. I think if we'd won today and won the next game against Spurs, Arne Slot would be the first. He would be the quickest manager to. He'd be the quickest, or not the quickest. It would be he'd had the most wins in 100 games, basically, is what it would be. He would be I don't know if you know who the Arnie. I think it was Jurgen Klopp has 61 wins. He had 61 wins with 90 in 98 matches, and I think he lost. I think he lost or drew the next two. Does anybody know who has the most wins in their first 100 matches as Liverpool coach?
Yeah, but how come it looks so bad for him then? Like, we're not even
Mm.
thinking about that. All I'm thinking about, this manager
It's a
don't
weird
mind
stat. I
losing.
know. I'm just asking. If we knew who it was. That's all.
It's just like weird that he's had that many. Like, he could have got a record for so many wins, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, how come this guy manager don't feel? I don't feel like he's the guy to do it. And that way of like, look, he could have broke that record, and fair play to him. But I never felt that he's a great manager in that record. If he smashed it, if he won today against Tottenham, you know what I mean. So the decision needs to be made tonight. That's how deep it is. Because for me, we're going through a phase now of very important games. I can't have Arne Slot in there as the manager. We go to Galatasaray.
What hurts is that what hurts is that we have 9 losses.
Wow, as champions, bro, and we lose to the bottom of the league.
We have 9 losses for a team that spent 450 million pounds. 9 losses for a team. I don't care how your Slot wants to spin it by saying that, oh well, we've had 450 million, but he's only been able to play with 250 million of it, and that's because that is spin. That is some PR spin, man. Because
he likes to,
out of that 200 that you're counting, at one of them is one player. Half of it's one player.
Mm-hmm.
You spend over 100 million for Isak, and that's what you're regarding as not being able to capitalize off of the 450 million that you spent on players. We've had some bad losses. I will admit, to our, meaning like players, to our roster. But I unfortunately think that this is the manager you're going to see in the beginning, start next season. You're going to see the same manager.
I feel no.
You feel no.
No, but I've never really said sack him. I've not really said it. When have you ever really heard me say that? Oh, get rid of him and all that. I don't really go into that. But after today, that's like, for me, United game was over the line. Like, that was enough for me. Chelsea game as well. So, and even the PSV 4-1. But this today, because I thought, okay, we've overcome a chapter of the season where we're really bad. Okay, we've had 2 defeats against Bournemouth and Man City in the last 20 odd games. So it's not bad. But today, no. That for me today is a sackable offence. And whoever's there, Steven Gerrard was going mad, I heard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He and some lad was taking the piss out of him. But Gerrard, I'll take him tomorrow, bro. From now until the end of the season, I'm like, bro, just come in, kick everyone's ass, man.
Yeah.
Simple as, isn't it, bro? Like, come on, look at that defending at the end there. Come on. That's diabolical, man. Me, as a player, I know straight away, as soon as Alisson's kicked that ball and it's not going to any of our boys, get to that guy who's got the ball. Simple. It's the end of the game. He could shoot, whatever. And what do? We open the doors for him.
I mean, the guy knows his job's on the line, don't he? And I'd expect him in that position to be cautious at times, like, but he just hasn't got it, has he? I mean, he did say himself, didn't he? It'd be unacceptable for Liverpool not to reach the Champions League. Well, you're lucky, mate, because there's 5 spots. Like, you wouldn't have had that in the past. Like, there's 5 spots now, and if you don't get one of them, you've got to go. I mean, for me, even if we qualify, he's got to go.
Yeah,
like, he
yeah,
needs to know
yeah.
you if we qualify. That would be like the perfect way for him to end. It would be if he could get us there and then piss off like someone who comes in,
You know what?
Sabi or someone.
You know what though? I was like, cool, Slot's going to stay until the end of the season, so be it. But after seeing that first half display today, I realised this manager is telling our players, I don't want to see any gear above first, second. And you're seeing it with that first half display. It's like it's playing in black and white there. Come on. You know, if I'm the manager of Liverpool today going into that game, straight away I'm saying this. This is the bottom of the league table for a reason. They lose all the time. So yeah, they stepped up in the last few weeks, but all in all, give me this in the first half that we've got the job done, then we can chuck on Rio, Chiesa, and maybe rest a few players for the FA Cup game. And what does he do, bro? He goes first gear, first half, and Wolves were happy with that. And then what did Wolves do? Got the opener. Come on, man. So that's the manager's fault there, because he's telling the players of what speed to play that first half. Come on. Nalante, if you was the manager, what was your tactics being for that first half? It wouldn't be the way it was today, was it?
No, 100% JK, bro. I would have, again, we would have moved the ball quicker. There would have been a lethargic, and there would have been, you know what I mean? They'll be attacking the wings. So it's like I said, JK, it's not rocket science, is it? It's not rocket science, but I don't know if he's stuck between 2 minds, like Slot or whatnot. But it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's It's a shambles. It's embarrassing. It really is. It really is.
So Botzalai and McAllister on the floor more than on the pitch, on their feet. Kept them falling over and that. I know. And the referee.
Yeah, I noticed that too. There are a lot of people slipping and sliding on
Diving got on me nerves, like the exaggeration. Gomez, mate, from that one where like Gravenberch touched him gently, like around the shoulder or neck, and he went down holding his face. It was like, get up, you tart.
Yeah. 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 Let's see.
I don't have a problem with Gomez. I think he's a top lad, top professional. Today was probably the worst I've ever seen him play. He I don't know what he was doing. Yeah. Frimpong was looking sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Terrible
one. Let's see. I'm just trying to read through, just making sure. I will read the comments. I'm just making sure that the comments are, readable for.
Just going on with what Norman's saying about the DM. Norman, all these games we've sort of conceded goals last minute. I think there's about 5 of them now. If we had a proper DM, we wouldn't have conceded them late goals. Like today, perfect sort of position for a DM just to go into that guy and get the ball off him.
I think today's perfect reason is what would have been a perfect game for a Endo style DM. To be honest with you, no nonsense.
Again, what I've been saying, exactly. Forget about buying a DM. We have one, and he's just been ignored.
Yeah.
The curb when we really need him, when we're struggling. Yes, he's not their future. We understand that, but put him in. But then the manager will be.
Not going to use him.
And then you got some people on other channels. Oh no, he's not good enough. What not? But what do these people know, man? Just tell me what do these people know. Just put him in. I mean, he's the best DM in the club. He's not the best player. I repeat, he's the best DM. He can get the ball. He can tackle. He can intercept. He can block stuff. I mean, is it rocket science? I don't think it is. But it is what it is. And in terms of Joey, I'm not listening. Look, the goal, yeah, maybe could have done better, but again, the enormous look. But at least he was trying to block the shot. He was closing him down. No one else was.
I know.
How did he get past? How did Andre
I think that was
past?
my.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
So why is Joey doing? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he should be up.
I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Tell me. I think maybe there's a lag. That's why I'm not meaning to cut off.
Yeah. It's fine.
But I exactly what you just said. I just think that rather than just stand and try to do the shot or whatever, like attack. Like there was no one that was stepping up to close the space on that shot. No one. And how we've seen goals like that. I'm trying to think of what was the goal. There was a goal earlier this season that was tantamount to that, where the player got the ball, no one stepped up, no one tried to at least minimize the space that he's going to have to be able to get the shot off. He gets plenty of space to get the shot off, and you get what you get. You're going to get deflection. You're going to get a clean look at the goal. That's not playing defense. That's not a commitment to it. That's all. I agree though. But finish what you're saying about Joey too, by the way, so people hear what you have to say.
No. What I was going to say is that look, I understand, and I know one was saying, but this, if it's not on Joey, it's not on Joey Gomez. It's the team as a collective, a whole, and the manager. That's the thing. It's it's bigger than that. And right now, we just roll the punches. I'm sure. Alonso is sitting in the background. I'm sure he's done his best to gain this team what he could do. But again, I'm not going to go in that direction until things are actually happen. But it's very worrying that we're making this top 5 so hard. Even not when there's one thing. There's one thing that we're not going to defend it, which is annoying to me. But we're making the top 5 hard. It is JK. It could be both. And then the Champions League. We should get past Galatasaray, but that's about it. And why are we saying this? Why, as us fans, why are we saying it like this? I don't even know what to say anymore. Listen, I just get on my life, man. Do my thing to make sure my kids are right, because my family is more bigger than this football club. Trust me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm. Like Helio was asking that question about the panel, lack of fitness theory. I see it like this: when you are a full steam ahead train, and then all of a sudden you're told don't go faster than 5 miles per hour, what happens is the train starts stuttering. You know what I mean? And what's happened to us is Robertson was, for me, the prime example of Arne Slot's energy on this team. Robertson couldn't find his feet all season. He was just making mistakes, doing this and that. Why? Because Andy Robertson's a full steam ahead train. He don't give a damn. He just gets on with it. And then Arne Slot's getting into his head and saying, do this, don't do that, do this. And what happened? He couldn't find his feet. Same's happened to Salah. Okay, he's another example. Because the pace we play football now is not really compatible with the players we've had in the squad. It's as simple as that. So, and what happens is the lack of fitness comes in because of overthinking the game. It makes you tired because the manager's instructions at halftime or before the game or whatever it is. Hence why it looks like the players are fatigued. But realistically, they're just confused of what the hell they're doing. Because that second goal for them today, like what was going on there? What was the reason why we let that goal in? Is it tiredness? What is it? Concentration levels? It's just I just didn't understand. As soon as Alisson kicked it, I thought there's trouble here. That's how bad it is with this team. So for me, Slot needs to go today, tomorrow, whatever. The guy needs to come in before the Galatasaray game.
Yeah, that's
it's as
not
simple
going
as
to
that.
happen.
It's as simple as that, man. I can't take Arne Slot's football mentality of controlling the game but not doing jack shit with it.
Yeah, that's just
this is as simple as
Arne Slot is going to be our coach to the end of the season. Even if we don't make top 5, he'll be
right now. after
Will
seeing
be-
that
he'll be-
game there, when I was thinking we can do a good start to this little passage of games we've got, get 3
Mhm.
points on the board today before them games tomorrow. It was as simple as that, bro. Simple,
Mhm.
logical thinking. We're playing bottom of the league, Wolverhampton Wanderers. And they were poor first half as well. Let's not
Mhm.
joke around here. They weren't battering us and having chances all galore. Nah, they didn't even get a step foot in our box. That's
Yeah.
how poor they were. And what we did, we didn't even take advantage of that.
Agreed.
So who do we blame here? Do we blame the players? Because for me, when I used to play football all the time, I never really listened to my manager. I just carried on playing football the way I know how to do it. You know what I mean?
Well, we can usually rely on 3 points at home against Spurs, but I mean, they're in desperate need themselves, aren't they? Desperate need.
Yeah, Richarlison probably watched that game tonight thinking, I can't wait for that game.
Oh, don't even mention his names, yeah. Don't even mention his name.
How can you lose to the bottom of the league table team? Come on. Come on. Someone explain to me that.
No, it's just like other times. It looked like we were coming out of like a period of bad form and showing some sort of form. Well, just form where you don't get beat anymore. You know what I mean? You just have a few draws, but no, it's back to. It's not the end of the world. Like, it's not the end of the road for us in terms of CL qualification, but it has made it really tough now. It's going to go down to the wire, and we are to a certain extent hoping other teams do us a favour, which is never good. You always want it in your own hands, like.
Yeah, but the thing is, bro, the reason why I was like, we needed to win today, because we've got FA Cup and Champions League games next. I want to win them trophies. But with that display today, we ain't even winning a corner in them games.
No.
That's how bad it was. Like, we had to win today to make sure, focus, clean sheet. Like, for me, today was the main thing was get the win, get a clean sheet, FA Cup game, play as you will, you know, but get ready for that Galatasaray game, first leg away. So,
I mean, I'm
whatever's
looking
been
forward
discussed.
to that. But beyond that, the teams that we could have and probably will have, beyond that, I mean, no, with the best will in the world, no way on God's green earth can we win the Champions League under Arne this season. It just ain't going to happen, mate. But I'll still be expectant and hopeful.
Yeah.
Just gotta do our best,
I
haven't we?
just think that you're going to see, no matter what, we know, unfortunately, we are not going to have a bold decision made for this club as opposed to our leadership.
Yeah, but they must have thought about it, because considering what the season we've already had, and with the United results and all this PSV and Brentford and stuff, the owners must have really thought about what we're going to do, because this isn't looking great, you know. And if Edwards and the other lad are so much into football, it don't take bloody Einstein to realise that first half today was everything you need to know about the manager. Come on. And they know we've got an FA Cup against Wolves again on Friday, and they know we're going to Turkey next week. So they know big games are coming. So they want to make a decision right now, because I don't want to see us not have Champions League football at least next season and get a trophy in. Like, we can seriously win this Champions League, because we've had games today. We had 3 clean sheets in a row. I'm celebrating that like it's Christmas. But mentality-wise, Inter Milan, we beat them away, clean sheet. We beat Real Madrid. We beat these teams, so we can win the Champions League. That's no problem there. But what team are you going to get? Are you going to get the team that we got today? Or are you going to get the one that got them 3 clean sheets in a row? That's the problem. Today's result was that result what we were getting earlier on in the season, where Slot was really under heat. And that's one of them results from that era. I thought we turned that corner, but Mr. Cautious messed it up for us. Yeah.
when you don't play bold, decisive football, you get what you get, and we got embarrassed today. It has to
Look,
be.
but-
You have to look at this game as
Yeah.
an embarrassment.
Yeah, but look, bro, when you were saying that the team today, bar Ekatike and Frimpong, all the lads on the pitch, and Kirkes actually, they won the league last season. So you got the main frame of the champion winning team there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've added quality in Kirkes, Frimpong, and Ekatike, so you should be even better. We got worse.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'd love to know what
Absolutely.
Norman and everyone thinks in the chat about what should be the next move. Would they let Slot go tomorrow, do a press conference, bang, it's done? Or say, you know what, you got until the end of the season? I'm not a big fan of this end of the season stuff. I think if we win today, yeah, sound. But for me, he's going by game now. That's what he's brought himself to. Like, one game like could end his career with us. You know what I mean? So...
Yeah. It could. But you have to give some credit to Wolves. They came out, they played the game that they wanted to play. They were I think Wolves have been playing, despite the fact that it is probably an inevitability that they see themselves go down to the bottom of the league. In their mind, they have a chance they can still, in their mind, win 40 points, I think, is what they could end up with on the end of the season. And they think that could be the difference in them staying up or going down. So, so they are playing every game as if it's their last. And you could tell that much so.
Look, bro, the passion of their manager today won on that game. He's got into their heads. Listen, I don't like this team. I'm an Everton fan. Simple. There you go. Job done. And then players listened to him and got the job done. Arne Slot didn't say to the players, listen, these are a bag of rubbish. These are at the bottom of the table. Show your arrogance. Show these guys why you're champions. And let's get on. Let's move on. Where's the arrogance in our team, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that confidence, arrogance that I'm
Yeah,
Virgil van Dijk and
assurance,
Canate, you're not getting past us.
assurance and authority. We're lacking that in spades, aren't we? Like, we're lacking it massively. Assurance and authority. We never look comfortable. I've not seen us look comfortable all season. It's a big worry, like, isn't it? Look, if we can just get this season over and done with and be in the Champions League, then hopefully, I mean, you've seen his reaction when we went behind for the second time. Like, you know, he knows his job's on the line, like, and he's got to do better. You could see it.
That's what I mean. I can't blame him for that second goal because that's just us faffing around again. But I just blame him for that first half, bro. And that's why I say I don't want him to be the manager no more. Because if we were playing top class first half and then top class second half and going at it and they kept on saving it, whatever, and then they nicked the game 2-1, I'd say, you know what, the manager did his job. It was the players who messed it up. But his tactics are telling me everything.
Yeah, when you go to a team that's conceded that many goals and lost that many games this season, yes, they drew with Arsenal. Yes, they beat Villa. But, you know, that's about it, mate. Apart from that, they've been getting tanned all season. So their confidence would have been quite brittle. And we weren't able to make the most of that. Like, we allowed them to look. We made them look better than they were, didn't we? And it was quite painful at times, actually. Just how the lack of danger, like, you know, in an attacking sense, like, you know, from the midfield and the forwards. There's just nothing there, was there?
Did you think it was? Did you think it was a handball?
Oh, the bloke,
got it.
Yeah, with the probably not. He did put his arm towards it a little bit, as the co-commentator suggested. But
if they ain't going to give the Rice one against Chelsea, they ain't going to give this one.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
I mean, yeah. But this referee did allow them fouling us and let them carry on with the play. on numerous occasions.
Yeah, and every time it was the opposite, and one of theirs felt a touch and went down, he give it.
Oh, well, wait! You can't say that. You can't say that. I don't know if Crab's a part of our chat anymore, but you can't say anything about the referee. You can't comment on the referee being poor.
No, I like a referee who allows play to carry on, but
if it's both sides, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. If you're going to referee that way for our infractions, then I'm cool with that. But if you're going to call our infractions, but yet allow for their infractions to slide and say play on, that's not fair, or not fair, but that's not balanced. That's not a balanced approach to refereeing.
You've seen with the way he pulled out the yellow card for Gravenberch, and then Andre got away with one because 2 seconds earlier there was a foul by Gravenberch on a player, and he carried it on. So he got away with that.
And he didn't even make contact with them really. Like the player fell over trying to avoid the contact. I admit that. But Andre's tackle was where he made contact and fouled him pretty harshly.
Yeah.
Well,
but that was just but he got a stern talking to. Not even a stern talking to. He got a couple words from the referee, and he kept it moving. I thought that this game was like a little bit of home field advantage for them.
Yeah, he definitely got the rub of it in that respect. But yeah, it was up to us to just do more with the ball, really, wasn't it? Like,
I don't understand. You're right too, by the way. I'm sorry to cut you off, Lee. I'm watching the replays in the background here. You're absolutely right. I don't understand why. Let me see if I can. I'll see if I can give you. I'll give you a still shot of what we were really, really talking about. Let me give you a still shot of this. If I can add this to. And I'm gonna see if I can find a still shot of like of the other one too. So this is basically what you were talking about, JK. I'll make the image bigger for you. This is what you're talking about basically. Virgil van Dijk's about to get pushed in the back. He's got to be stronger there. I'm not disputing that. Virgil van Dijk's got to be stronger. He's got to fend off. He's got to want that ball more than the attacker does. But why Ibu is over here, I have no idea.
And look at his body positioning, bro.
Exactly.
Like, he's not going to be able to... Oh, terrible.
Yeah. There's no way that... Because now he's got to turn his entire body around and try to challenge the oncoming attacker that's got acres of space in front of him.
Common sense there tells you go across to the other guy coming through. Simple.
Right.
And if the ball's there, clear it up. Because you've got 3 Liverpool players behind that lad anyway. So your prime thing there is hold that guy up if he's going to come through. And if this other guy takes on Virgil, be open to sort that out. So Konate's thinking there and then is like brain dead. Like, come on, man. And that's what I'm saying on both goals. It was poor defending.
Yeah.
You know,
that's just poor defending. Like, as in, I know I guess he's thinking that he's going to come over and try to. I don't know what he's thinking. If anything, I'm allowing for Virgil to handle it and have my feet properly set so that you can take away that option for his pass if he doesn't win the ball, or at least you're back and in a position that you can challenge that player going forward.
Yeah, man. Bless up Lee was good, man. We needed Osman tonight, Norman.
Yeah, we could have used them tonight. Certainly.
Yeah, but common sense comes from over. You know, when you can't think on a pitch clearly, it's because your brain's overcooked from information regarding what you got to do when you get on the pitch.
Good point, that, yeah.
I don't like overcomplicating like food. It's a simple thing, but you can overcomplicate food as well, and then it don't taste great. Keep food simple, and it tastes great sometimes, you know. And I see football like that. Any guy who knows about football knows when you're playing bottom of the league team, what you do, you tell your players, have a field day, lads. Let's get the goal difference up. That's the tactics you want to. Not like let's play first bloody gear and let's keep it 0-0 until half time. Like, come on. Where's the enthusiasm?
I got that feeling too, Jay, that like he was happy for it to be at 0-0 at half time, and he'd try and win it like late on, something with a couple of substitutes. Like, you know,
he's a gambler. He's a gambler, bro. He's got a split personality. He's Mr. Cautious, who likes to gamble now and again. Actually, gamble quite regular when you look at the football side of life. And I don't understand that concept of football. Because for me, if you're going to be a cautious guy, so cautious that you're playing first gear, you're not going to gamble a game. You're going to think, you know what, I need to get this game wrapped up. Quick time, even if I'm playing first, second gear football. We don't do nothing.
I think it is time to chuck Frimpong on the right and Rio on the left for the FA Cup game, like just to spice it up and see what we can do like that. I think so anyway. I'd like to see
Alisson's kick was the start of that second goal. It was just, I don't know, he didn't really need to kick it there. I don't understand that kick he did. It was just weird. As soon as it was kicked out to that area, I thought, oh, we're in trouble here. Because I was thinking we're going to get the winner. Because, so I got that 1-1. As soon as he scored that, I was like, come on, let's get the winner now. And what do? What we've done all season is let a goal in at the end of a game. What is that? Because this same team won the league last season. They concentrated to win that, even though at the end they were messing around. So it was, for me, the manager.
Yeah, we get too flustered mentally, right, when we put under pressure and we can see goals and that, like.
Yeah, it's easy to rattle us.
Teams get the better of us this season in different fixtures. Really struggled against the bottom clubs, haven't we? Yeah. I mean, yes, we just about came to Wolves at home, but Burnley home and away was crap. Who's the other one?
Leeds, yeah. Two draws. So when you look at Arne Slot's results this season, they're a joke. Bless up, Gene. Great to see you, man. So when you look at the results on paper, Edwards and the other lad need to make a decision quick time, because for me, Arne Slot's been here like 2 years, like nearly 2 years soon. And he ain't doing great. Because since we've won the league, we've been poor. Then you had that week in Newcastle PSG as well.
Freaking punk. I'm going to share with you what I was trying to say and what obviously Crab doesn't understand completely, because I don't think Crab understands the fact that you can injure someone doing this. So I can't show obviously the entire measure of the foul, but if you can see, I'll make the image big so you can be sure to at least see what I'm trying to reference here. Why I got so agitated is because he's already held on to the player and gotten the player to he's got the call, he stopped the play, he's slowed the play down enough, okay? But what he does here is he goes to ground. He physically goes to ground. He didn't get pushed around. He falls to the ground, still holding on to his kit. Now you can see the angle of Eketike's leg right there, right? He's getting pulled down to the point where he's into the ground. You can see Ekitike being like, "Why are you still holding on to me?"
Yeah, no, he wouldn't let go. Do you know what I mean? It was, and then he had the unmitigated audacity to hold his face like Hugo.
Like he was
Yeah,
injured.
yeah.
Like he was done wrong. I was like, dude, get
Yeah.
out of here, man.
Yeah, get out of here, man.
That normally when players do stuff like that, you know what it is? They know they're wrong. And now they're going to play victim. Now they're going to pretend to play victim. And
But
that's
for
what
me,
this little punk did. Because
it
that was a
wasn't a
punk
red.
move.
It wasn't a red, but for me, it's borderline to be because of the aggression. He was like, I'm putting this guy down. And that was for me more than just a quick pull of a shirt.
That's exactly what I mean. I'm not saying that this kind of professional foul is unless there's people in front and whatever. I'm not saying that should be a red card. But what I am saying is that he had intent to harm the player by holding on and trying to pull the player down with him. That is dangerous. If you don't think that's dangerous, you've never played the game, period, or any game, period, in your life.
I don't know. He wanted that shirt there and then, didn't he? Like, wanted it off.
Yeah, I couldn't wait
Who
until
was
after
the
the game.
player who got done for pulling Hugo back? Hugo got past another one of their players on the other side of the pitch and got pulled back. I can't remember who done it.
Yeah, I spoke on that too. Yep. Didn't get called.
Yeah.
Didn't get called at all.
The referee was dodgy, man. The referee weren't right. He kept let them get away with murder and let them get away with fouls. Szoboszlai was on the floor. McAllister was on the floor. Yeah, sometimes like players dive. I get ya, but he kept on. For them, it was cool. Carry on, lads.
Yep.
Bias ref, man.
Yep.
I don't like to complain about the referees because at the end of the day,
I don't want to complain about the referee.
But I will complain when I see a referee who's not being fair. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. No, I shrieked in disappointment at least 5 times with some of the fouls he gave.
I'm blaming the players and the manager for today's result. Players at the end of the game, falling apart, falling asleep, God knows what they were doing. But the majority of that game, Slot's tactics of let's keep it safe, and then the second half we'll put our foot down. You're wasting 50 minutes, like 47 minutes of destroying a bottom of the league team in that first half. It don't make sense to me, man. So he's done that too many times. Forget Friday came back. Next Tuesday, hostile crowd, early kickoff. They're going to be up for it. They probably watched our game today, their fans, to see what they're going to accept when they play us next week, because that's what you do. You know, I've watched Galatasaray a few times this season. I like to watch our opposition team sometimes if I get the chance. So their fans would have watched that game tonight.
Yeah.
And it was on in Germany on a normal TV show. So a lot of guys who are sport Galatasaray would have watched that game. They're thinking, happy days. If we put our foot down against these guys crumble. Simple as that.
Yeah, no, that Gene Craig's spot on. There was the time that Maka got hit in the back of his Achilles heel. I saw that. He got clipped in the middle in the middle circle and half in the circle and didn't get a call at all. And the sad thing is, it was right by the referee, like literally right by the referee, and he allowed it to play on. And they got another. And that's when the majority of the breaks or the opportunities that you saw happen were a result of a foul that should have been called that didn't get called, and they played on. And that's why I was saying that was. I'm not saying that the referee is the reason why we lost, but I'm also saying that the referee is certainly a factor, or is not the only reason or the main reason why we lost. But I'm saying that he was a factor in making this game extremely difficult to play, considering the underhanded style of allowing play to continue on when they would commit fouls, and then when we would go about going on our own. That's all I'm saying. And I do think that foul was I think that foul was a serious foul, and I understand people don't want to recognize it. I think some of the people that are saying that they don't understand or don't recognize how dangerous that foul is, you've never probably played at a competitive. You don't recognize the fact that that's a groin tear. That could be a
That's
knee injury.
actually
That could
dangerous
be
for the neck.
that's easily something that you can have happen when a player literally tries to not only it's one thing to hold on to your kit, but to try to pull you down. And that's exactly what he did. Pull you down. It could be dangerous, severely dangerous.
For the neck area as well.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, exactly, Gene. What we're lacking is that type of player who's very vocal in the middle of the park. Like when you look at Sabotzoy, Gramovich, McAllister, I don't think they talk. Like who do you see on the pitch who's sort of keeping it together? Hendo's for me the best at it. He made up for not being the best player in the world with his vocal skills and keeping the adrenaline going on the pitch and make sure everyone's at it. And we don't have that in our team. Virgil tries it at the back. He's a centre back, you know what I mean? But I like midfielders as captain sometimes because they're in the middle of the play, you know what I mean? And they get involved. And today was the first time I like when Ekatike got brought down, there was some energy from our players. Like Gomez went flying in, pushed that lad away, and Virgil did. And I was like, I haven't seen that all season with these guys. I was like, come on, carry on. You know what I mean?
That's a good
no
point.
aggression.
Yeah.
Aggression is a form of protection on a football pitch. Opposition can smell it straight away if you're sort of half-hearted or wimpy. And if you're champions of Premier League, you can't be wimpy. You got to be a bit tough, you know. And that's where the arrogance comes in. There's not enough toughness in this team.
You do. I mean,
we needed you on the pitch 12 with that speech about the foul.
Yeah.
That was, for me, that foul was nasty. It was like, this guy ain't going to stop. And I think Ekatike was gone. He was going towards goal.
Yeah, he was going. He was on his. If he doesn't, he's in on goal, and that's one of our most capable scorers on the pitch
to do that.
To happen.
Yeah.
So he was going to make sure that there was no way that he was going to allow for that player to continue on, get a shot on. And I understand there's tactical fouls, they're professional fouls, however you want to reference them as. That's all well and good, but like that's a dangerous play.
I'm going to call that dangerous
play.
I'm going to call that
just because that's a dangerous play. I just know it's a dangerous play because I know that I've seen people get hurt in very similar fashion. You know.
I'm going to call that the swap the shirt foul.
Yeah, that's like say that's the same people that say that. Same people that say that wasn't possibly a red card are probably saying that the foul on Mohamed Salah in the Champions League wasn't a red card, right?
No, the
professional foul. Is that we're gonna go with? It's a professional foul.
It's true what you're saying
because the fact that you got like Ramos literally trying to take out Salah's arm and drive him into the turf with his shoulder. But it's a professional foul. It's just a hard professional foul. You should just allow it. That's mental. That is ridiculous. There is reasoning and there are rules that try to prevent people and players from getting hurt that way. I know that some people want it to be 1982 all over. Okay, I get that. But it's not, and that's the reason. One of the major rule changes has been to protect players, and that is a dirty play. Professional or tactical as it might be, it is still dirty, in my opinion. But that's not the reason we lost, though. We lost because of the players and the coach, all together, a collective. And ultimately, it falls on us as a team. It falls on us. Yeah, and there wasn't even a card for that
Pardon?
when Salah got that foul on him and got you know had to leave the game after the foul. There wasn't even a card on that foul.
No,
But it's okay. It's professional. It's a
At
professional
home,
foul,
wasn't
right?
he, with that?
Get out of here,
It
man.
was all about the home team in that respect of letting play go on. But not for us.
It's not much we can say other than it is painful. Painful. I know some people might think of it as complaining or whining. I'm not complaining or whining about anything other than I'm disappointed in this team's performance. And I'm disappointed in our start once again. You cannot allow for a team. You spoke on it. You guys spoke on it earlier. You can't allow for this team to just kind of sit around and be in the game. And I'll tell you this: going in 0-0 into halftime is a win for Wolves.
Straight away.
That's a win. Wolves would have settled for a 0-0 draw and consider that a win for them today. We just gifted them poor defensive mistake and a poor defensive recovery, and then an unfortunate but still all the same a poor defensive play, not closing out the player, and then having a deflection going for a second goal. That was the extent of this game today.
They did nothing. All
Nothing.
game.
I saw this. I saw the Football Terrorists put up a headline: Wolves embarrassed Liverpool. I don't think we got embarrassed in the sense of they outplayed us. But I will say we got embarrassed in the sense of we did not play to our standards. We did not play to our level. Wolves didn't embarrass. I say like this. I'll say this, Lee. Wolves didn't embarrass us. We embarrassed ourselves today.
Simple as.
Yeah, it was that whole thing. It's obviously delighted, right? Anyone who doesn't support Liverpool, like the season we've had, and for us to look like we're turning a corner constantly, and then going back on ourselves. Yeah, it's a delight in it for anyone who doesn't like the club. But we just got to stick with it, haven't we? We can come out of it with Champions League qualification, because it's a really doubt we'll be coming out of this season with a trophy. Even the FA Cup now, thinking about that, even if we do stay in it and go on, it's got all the big teams still in it. I mean, I don't fancy our chances of winning anything this season, but we must have that top 5 finish.
I really honestly believe we will win. I honestly believe we will win at Wolves. I honestly believe we will beat them for this FA Cup.
Yeah, but if I had to choose out the two, I would have taken today's as the win. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing in the players' favour and Arnie's is that it's a short turnaround and we're back in the same place, so they can get revenge. And they're going to need to, because we don't want to be going to Istanbul on the back of 2 defeats, do we?
Simple as, Lee. Simple as. So for me, that FA Cup game is a little bit bigger now.
No, we have some serious issues. Yeah. Yes. Oh, sorry, JK. Go ahead.
I just don't want I just didn't want a display like today to happen. Mm-hmm. Like all the United Arsenal fans are waiting for this to happen. They're jumping in for joy, like they're celebrating. We need to the Champions League for me is only a possibility if you're going to get that same team that played against Real Madrid, Inter Milan. Not the one that you got against PSV and the one you got today. So we're very split personality. We're like Gemini. We're not great. We're not bad. We're either good or bad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And when we're bad, we're pretty bad. When we're good, we're okay. We're not great, to tell you the truth. So it isn't. Is that consistency? So we've lost 3 games in the last 20 odd, but that's 9 points in the Premier League.
But I know Lee.
think,
I know Lee wants to check
Stanley.
out. I know it's late. He'll hopefully be with us tomorrow to comment a little bit more about this game and about maybe even some of the fallout from this game. But I wanted to make sure. It's been a while since Lee's been on, so I wanted to. And I know that those in the chat have been asking for him and have been wondering what was up and wanted to show love. So I wanted him to make sure he'd be able to say goodbye.
Cheers, thanks everyone. I don't know if there wasn't a jinx here tonight. I'm the Albert Slot now, aren't I? Like, every time this guy turns up, we lose. But do you think Arne goes to bed at night and sometimes dreams about Shabby? Or like Shabby's just a shadow, like a shadow figure, like coming in and taking his job? One of the weird things about that is he managed to beat Shabby, didn't he, with Leverkusen last season, and then with Real Madrid this season.
I hear you saying
that. He's got the better of twice. Would be a bit weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah. No, first off, don't think that you were ever. Everyone loves the fact that you joined us or joining us now, but joined us always. And if anything, the one win out of today was that we got to at least be able to chop it up with you today. I think also Lee, Arnie's probably more worried about our Champions League than anything, because we are still going to have to get through Galatasaray, and then we're going to have to go and probably see the one dreaded team that he has been talking about since the last time they beat us, which is possibly PSG, if Chelsea doesn't get by them at least. So we'll either have to face Chelsea, who beat us, or PSG that beat us before.
I think Arne Slot shows too much respect to opposition teams. When I'm Liverpool manager, I do not care about any other team but bar mine. Yeah, I'm going to respect other teams in a certain manner, but I'm not going to fear them and say PSG are a great team and Arsenal are a great team and they're great at set pieces and this and that. PSG have just won 1 Champions League since they existed. Arsenal have never won it. They're not great teams. Come on, wake up, Arnie. Just that mentality isn't right for me as a Liverpool manager. Do you think Shankly Paisley would fear the opposition? Nah, man. They'd be telling the players straight away, "Listen, get the job done, lads. Let's crack on with it." Klopp did it. We used to
maybe Slot and Xabi could meet in next season Champions League with Slot back at Feyenoord and Xabi in the Liverpool hot seat. You never know. Could happen.
Yeah, maybe. But definitely big up for joining and
okay. I'm gonna shoot out, guys. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Nice, everyone.
Yeah. Just give an answer real quick to Gene's question. Sammy, the Trudon says Liverpool are winning nothing. Sam says defensively we are okay. Ali's Haller BVD only one of the senior 3 to hold his head up high, though Ali did well last game. He's rattled, you can tell. The team should have known Wolves are doing great. Yeah.
Their manager won the game for them today. Simple. And that's enthusiasm from a manager, bro. I've never seen Arne enthusiastic.
Yeah, that's the kind of enthusiasm you want to see, to be honest.
And from your manager.
Yeah.
I have no problem with Arne Slot as a human being, but as Liverpool manager, not my cup of tea. He hasn't got that vibe, that feeling of, did he actually like Curtis Jones or Chiesa as humans? Is he cool with them? Would he invite them over for a cup of tea and that?
I'll even go as far as to say, does this coach inspire? And I know that word could be used very loosely, but I'm saying it with the sense of, do you think that these players would go through a brick wall for this coach? do you think that they would give every last ounce of effort? And we know that that most would simply for the badge. I get that, but quite often, what it came down to for us was something that's something special that Klopp could sometimes inspire our players to overachieve, possibly at times, and and just the fact of that sometimes, like as in everyone knows you can go out and fail. Everyone knows that. You're not gonna win every match. We all get that. But at the very same time, with Klopp, you always felt that it's about winning, but it's not about that's not the end all be all. It's about the football. It's about the can you be proud of your effort, and and to galvanize, as Jean Grey is saying, inspire a team to that level is not an easy thing when you are not 100% not only in step with the coach, but also just when you just believe that the coach is 100% behind you as well.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, bro, is this guy's got an army of helpers in his team at the club. So if anything he's doing, he's got people there to get it done.
Oh, so he's got plenty of resources. He's got plenty
of resources. Yeah. When you look at the training ground, it's top notch. So this guy's job really is to keep it sweet with everyone and to make sure the enthusiasm is always sky high. Okay? And I don't think he can do that. Like the reason we love Klopp was because of that connection he had of the human side of football. And when you're a manager of Liverpool, you need to have that. You know what I mean, bro? That's why for me, people like Brendan Rodgers and Arne Slot, DNA isn't suiting Liverpool Football Club. So I blame the owners for them two decisions of bringing them guys in. Even though Arne Slot won us the league last season, he doesn't give me that energy or aura of Liverpool Football Club being together. Look how many arguments Liverpool fans have had this season alone on shows. It's out of control.
I wish we had I wish if there was anything, I wish Jurgen had just waited one more year before calling it quits.
Look, bro, if Klopp was in charge of that game tonight, we're winning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine.
Well, if Jurgen was a part of this if Jurgen was a part of the main maintenance of this club, we would have had different tactics in this game. We wouldn't have come out as sterile as we did in the first half, and not have any real, patterns of play that were very like alluring, and the press would have been different and the likes and everything else,
The mentality would have been different.
Yeah.
Of we're Liverpool and we're going to win this.
Yeah.
When you look at that, you went the Barca game 3-0, 4-0. You can't believe it's not the same team, of course, but it's Liverpool and we've gone to bottom of the table and we lost. It's just like mind-boggling. Yeah, it's true, Gene. I think the Harvey episode was a big no-no for me. Yeah, fair enough. If you don't think Harvey Elliott's good enough for Liverpool, cool, no problem with that. At the end of the day, every time Harvey Elliott played for Liverpool, you knew he did it for the badge. He probably would have done it for free as well. And that's what Slot's taken out of the team, that soul of I want to win here. You know what I mean? And he's trying to bring in his sort of energy into the squad. It just doesn't suit Liverpool. Harvey Elliott, Kwanzaa, another guy you can add to that list. These are the sort of guys you keep in the squad to see how they go. And if they make it, they make it. If not, we can sell them on in the future. But they didn't cost you that much. I think Harvey Elliott cost 7 million. Kwanzaa came through the ranks. So that way, and the wages these two were getting, not big money. So there were two valuable members of the squad. Arne Slot couldn't wait to get rid of them both. Why? They were Klopp's boys.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. It was Klopp's boys, and he wanted his own image of Liverpool manager. He probably got sick and tired of hearing that was Klopp's team he won it with.
Oh, I think completely.
That would piss him off.
I think completely. That's why I think that people that say elsewise are just kidding themselves. If that wasn't Klopp's team, then I'm not saying he didn't make tweaks and different pieces in here, but he was certainly fortunate to have Klopp's team. I think or the Klopp's structure of a team, with the heart and the soul and the diehardness of the players. Those players were fortunate to go through a season and not have as many injuries as we've had certainly this year, but didn't have the types of injuries that we had this year either in last year's campaign. And we were people keeps talking about, well, he finished 5th, he finished 3rd in his last season. I'm like, I get that, but also the injuries that were to key members of our team last season or 2 years ago wasn't the same case last season. We had a lot of the valuable pieces that we needed to get over the line and keep that run going, because everyone looks past the fact that we were in first place. The last year he was here, we were in first place in January. Christmas came and we were in first place. So it wasn't like that. Yeah, but then we had Mohamed Salah get injured in AFCON, or we had we had Dominic Szoboszlai get some phantom injury, not phantom injury, but get an injury to him as well, because he never was able to take over the role of right wing for Salah. So I remember I was asking for that to happen. I was looking forward to seeing that happen, actually. There's a lot of different things that unfortunately didn't go our way, and they went our way last season. And I am proud of the team being able to capitalize off of that and get over the line, because I think it goes to testament that this team that Klopp put together had the minerals to get there. They had the minerals to get there. They just had to stay healthy. And unfortunately, a couple of times they were there and they were running and it was going well. Things didn't end up that way. This season, we've had multiple injuries to a lot of key players, very key players. But also those key players are key players that replaced hearts and soul players of our team. And you can say what you want about Lucho. You can say what you want about Nunez. You can say what you want about Elliott. You can say what you want about a lot of those kinds of players that are no longer a part of this team. But those players often were the players that got you that game winner at the end of the game.
That heart.
And that's why a lot of times I've gone back and forth with the Lawrence McKenna's of the world, dissing Nunez and talking, and people that don't want to give some of these players their rightful due. I think this is a shame. Those are the players. You can go as far as to say even the players like Endo. You know what? People talk trash about Endo. A lot of people, not a lot of people in this channel, but some people do talk the mess they do about Endo. Oh, he's not good enough, or he's not this, he's not that. Our run up to the League Cup, when one of the most significant changes that we had in our team, as had all these different injuries, we had to play youth academy players for the most part. One of the most significant changes that we saw is that Endo started to become our DM, our regular DM in our team. And yet, you hear people say, "Oh, he's not good enough," or "He's not this, he's not that." He was a part of the structure. He got injured in that League Cup final, and going ever since, and then couldn't really find his shape and form to get back significantly in the lineup going after that League Cup final that we played against Chelsea. But up to that point, he was one. I remember games where Endo was shutting down Rodri against City, where he was a better player on the pitch against Declan Rice when they went up head to head. But yet, it's situations like that people want to overlook and overplay or underplay, I should say. It's a shame because those hearts and soul players mean something to a team.
And that's what's happened, bro. The soul was ripped out, even though he brought quality in. Don't get me wrong, but them players didn't need to go.
They didn't.
Atlante, what do you reckon, bro?
They didn't. It's not like they were asking for crazy salaries or.
You know what I mean? I want 250 around there.
You're talking about Elliot probably would have paid us to play.
Simple, and that's what you need in a team.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. It's like music without any soul. Music sounds horrible.
I'm gonna let you get the because I know we're at the 2-hour mark. We're gonna be wrapping it up here. We're not. I had ratings done, but we'll just save the ratings for tomorrow. I'll let
Everyone
you. I'll give the floor to you. Here I'll bring this up here. Let me see. I'll give the floor to you so you can speak on whatever it is that you want to. Oh, I don't know why it does that.
I just wanted to hit an Atlante before we end.
I don't know why it keeps pushing me. It keeps pushing me back into the main chair here. All right.
The chair is there to be made.
There you go. What are you saying, bro?
Well, look, you guys have summed it up perfectly. It's big up Gene Cray.
Yeah,
Gene, honestly, Gene. Don't worry, man. Queen, if I'm my king, you're my queen. Trust me. But anyway, look, it's just embarrassing. I mean, again, we came into this season last year, August the 30th. We just bought Isak, 125 mil. I mean, this squad was rhymed and primed, ready to conquer, ready to finally, in 30 years in the Premier League, which is embarrassing for a club of our stature, and I don't care how many good teams, for us to do a back-to-back. There was no excuses. We started off 5 wins out of 5. And yes, we didn't play well, but you thought, you know what? The signs of champions. And then slowly, we went into the abyss. You know, in the deep, dark blue sea. You're like, oh, yeah, it's great. And then you slowly drowning. And we come up again with a little win here or there, a little run. You're slowly drowning. But, I mean, other people checked out. And I hate the oracles that say, oh, we knew this. Oh, this has been happening for March. No, I'm sorry. No, it hasn't been happening for March. We won the freaking league. We won the league. So we only had the game which me, 12th, and JK, the week of the Carling Cup final PSG, yeah, we were poor. We had the chance. But we won the league. Yes, we had games that we could have been better and we played on it. But we won the league. So I hate when people say from January, the oracles, oh, sorry, coming. No, you didn't. Otherwise, you would have seen us winning the league. So stop this. It's only after the league we checked out. Now, that's a different matter. 12 wasn't happy. I don't think I wasn't too bothered because at the end of the day, we done our target, winning that trophy. We're coming into this season. The league was there for us to win. There's nothing stopping us. Nothing. We had a great start and we let it slip. And again, you know, the United people checked out. I kept the faith. But I think it was probably about the City game or Forest. Yeah, probably about the City game or even in January, the draws with Burnley, Leeds. I thought, you know what, Arnie, God bless you, but it's time. But FSG, I've got a big decision. They haven't made the decision, and it could be a bigger cost. Now, I know people say if we don't win the Champions League, it'll be a disaster, but it's not going to be the be-all and end-all because being out of the Champions League for one season is not, money-wise, you lose a bit of money, but we're in such a good position. And again, if we get rid of Slot, whoever the manager that be, let's go with the typical name, Alonso, he will still have stroke. I've seen other clubs been out of the Champions League the next season still attract players, so that's not the problem. It's the way we're playing. It's the coaches oh, it's low block, it's long throws, it's this, that.
That's an
He's weird
excuse.
quotes. His excuses, which is embarrassing. It's
Mhm.
embarrassing to be a little bit excuses. His lack of use of players, not trusting in players. And none of us are staying here to be on the end of, but use the squad. A squad is there for a reason. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And these players, the lack of fight, the lack of empathy, these players have just got comfortable saying, we won the league, and some of them are making excuses for the manager. Now, I know the manager is to blame for certain things, but these players have got a lot to desire. The manager can't kick the ball or do 30-yard passes. That's for them. Put the ball in the net. That's for them.
Mhm.
So here we are, FSG. FSG, and let me say you, FSG, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, FSG? Get this brother out. God damn it. Get this brother out and change the game, change the team. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
But what I will say is, at the end of the day, we are Liverpool Football Club. We ride and we die. I mean, I'm not taking quote literally, but anyway, I don't want to die when I live. Okay, but
Mhm.
yeah, but we
Yeah.
ride, we die. So on the
And
day, we need what is the next 5 years? FSG really needs to think long and hard because questions are going to be asked for them. They've let it go. So if we finish at the worst outside the Champions League, we don't win the FA Cup or Champions League, it'll be on them. Totally on them because they had the chance to make the change and they didn't, and it's backfired. So my question is to the board again: FSG at the
What are
end
you
of
gonna
May
do?
the 30th, what are you gonna do? Do you want this team to go back to the 90s or thousands we were struggling to league, or do you want us to be the powerhouse that we've done and we're back to back league? I'm done.
Mhm.
all right. All right. Um.
Thing is, normally a manager improves the team, like every year improves. But this guy's getting worse.
You can't make it up, Dave. You can't make it up.
It's
I'll tell you
like,
this.
look,
I know that people have
uh,
been very
yeah.
critical of Klopp, but I just think that Klopp never. I think the amount of money spent in an Arne Slot year, if we had done this kind of movement the year after we won the Champions League, let's say, people would have been pretty excited, right? Maybe even after the year that we won the first one, but that would have first for our first Premier League title. But that would have been tough because it was a COVID year or pandemic year. I don't know if I should say that C word. A pandemic year, so revenue is difficult. It's tight. Different story. Probably not going to make that kind of expenditure really go forward unless you're a Manchester City or something like that, which allegedly finds unique avenues to find funding for their acquisitions. But we've seen this coach get everything he wants. This coach has gotten almost a blank check when it comes to bringing in talent and taking away the players that again represented a lot of what we all connect to Jurgen Klopp football. And that's the difference. That is a major difference and a unique difference. And again, it goes beyond maybe the coach. It could be the FSG has to take blame on their right hands on certain levels. Um, you could basically say that PR piece that they put out right after we won that game, after we had that horrible losing streak, and we finally won the game, and they brought that PR piece out where they had Hogan, I think they had Arnie, and they had Hughes, I think, as part of the I think it was Hughes, right?
Yeah,
Hughes?
he was.
Yeah. Um, that alone, those three people needed to be there at that table, but there needed to be a person asking them more difficult questions because
Mhm.
a lot of what we see right now, all three of those individuals have to take the rightful blame for where we're at this season.
Like at the
because
end
they
of
all allow for
Edwards,
some way or another they all allow
Mhm.
for it to happen. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but the Edwards and that other lad, they brought in the quality, bro. So for me, they did their sort of job. They could have got a DM and a winger and a centre back in as well,
Mhm.
but that would have probably cost us an extra 125 million. So they did their job to a level of bringing the quality in. Arne
Mhm.
Slot's the main guy to blame here. But the longer they keep him on, the more you can blame Edwards and that. And
Yeah,
because I don't think you can trust this team.
I just don't think you could also figure out where to go with this team unless you are 100%
It's too
sold on
sluggish.
Alonso. Unless you're 100% sold on Alonso, there's no coach out there, I think, truthfully, in my opinion, I'm saying, oh, that is a no-brainer. Bring him in. Jurgen Klopp was a no-brainer.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
someone that you knew would massively take us in a different direction than what we were currently going through at the time. And keep in mind, Brendan Rodgers is the coach that was points away from lifting a title himself. It's not like he was. It's not. I mean, we ended up not getting over the line, obviously, but he was points away from lifting a title, and we still made a difficult decision. There's a talk about when we sacked a legend in King Kenny after he won a cup.
Yeah.
So there is no he's got credit in the bank. Let it ride.
No, but yeah, I don't think he has now. A couple of losses, yeah, that's the credit. But the credit comes,
Nine,
you
nine,
know,
nine, 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 nine. Let's just be clear.
999
Nine,
is a
nine,
lot of
nine,
games.
nine, nine.
That's a lot of credit there, eating
That's
up
where we're
there.
at. 9.
Heinz wide right, 9.
I don't
It
know.
was good to see
Andrew. I don't
the.
think anyone has even mentioned.
Good to see
Okay.
everyone singing for Yota 18 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It was good. I was
Yeah.
clapping. Sad.
Don't want to hear about that stuff. I don't know what you're doing by trying to sully Jota's name. There's no reason for that. I'm just going to take that. I'm not trying to include that in the conversation here. Yeah,
Yeah, that was weird.
What's that? That was weird. That's weird. That's very weird. All right.
Cool.
Well, people, we're going to end this here. It's 2 hours, 15 minutes, basically. We're almost at it, or at least 2.25, basically. A lot to talk about, I'm sure, still in some people's minds. A lot to maybe gripe about. Silver lining, we got Lee back on the stream, so hey, that's a silver lining. Another silver lining, you're here to at least be able to discuss and keep our heads up in the chat, because easily, I know there are a lot of channels out there that are probably going bonkers, no pun intended. I don't think bonkers is going bonkers, but I mean bonkers out there over this loss. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of banter to be associated with as well. But look, we pick ourselves up. We go again. We have the FA Cup coming up on Friday. It's going to be a very important matchup against, again, Wolves. So we'll be back at this same stadium against a team that I know this club or this team will either make a statement or they will be found out to be whatever it is that you want to associate them as being. Because Wolves is not a team we should lose against, even away. And I don't know. I don't even want to hear excuses from Arne Slot. You heard my anger about the referee, but that's not an excuse as to why we lost. We've got to do better. From top to bottom, we have to do better. Period, plain and simple. But blessings to each and every one of you out there. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're if you're not, and you're maybe recuperating or maybe getting back to full health, I hope that you do. You know that we all think about you in our thoughts and prayers. And we also would love to say to you, stay up, keep the head up and keep try to be as uplifting and supportive of each other in these difficult times, because that's exactly what they are. So until tomorrow, up the Reds as always. People, always remember, you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone on this channel. And we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Take care, guys.